Hey everyone, I'm going to take a couple minutes to explain what you need to do to complete week 7 assignment 1 on thesis statements and intros for this week. So go ahead and share my screen here and bring it up. Maybe, there we go. Okay, all right, so in order to do this assignment, you're probably going to want to go through the lessons in the week 7 module. There is a lesson that covers the basics of essay writing, and then a lesson that specifically looks at thesis statements and introductory paragraphs. You will need to go through those lessons to complete this assignment, okay? You're going to do the assignment in a Word document or some other type of file. I have attached a copy of the assignment in a Word document below underneath the assignment instruction box. You can use that if you want, or you can simply use it to copy and paste into something else if you need to. But you will need to submit some sort of file with this assignment. If that is an issue for you, let me know. At this point, it shouldn't be, because you should have figured out a way to use some sort of formal document to submit writing assignment 1 and writing assignment 2 over the last 2 weeks. So hopefully by now, at least you are able to use some sort of program to type and submit a file. But if that is a problem for some reason, please reach out to me so we can discuss an alternate way for you to submit this item. Now, let's take a look at what you actually have to do for this assignment. So part 1 is on identifying effective versus ineffective thesis statements. So basically what we have here is we have 5 pairs of thesis statements. In each pair, one of the thesis statements is not real good. It's too vague, it's too broad, it just isn't strong enough. The other option is strong. It is a good thesis statement. It is focused, it's specific, it has a debatable idea with specific main ideas listed. So your job is in each pair to figure out which one is the strong one, and either underline it or highlight it, mark it in some way. So for instance, here in number 1, we've got these 2 options, A and B. A says, there is no question that cell phones have changed our lives in a very big way. Option B says, while cell phones provide freedom and mobility, they can also become a leash, compelling users to answer them anywhere and at any time. If you think A is the better thesis statement, then underline it or highlight it, mark in some way that you think A is the better option. If you think B is the better thesis statement out of this pair, then you need to underline, highlight, or mark it in some way, okay? You'll do the same for 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? Part 2 is actually going to have you practice creating thesis statements. And you have an example here in this box. Pay attention to the example. What you're going to be given is a topic and 3 supporting sentences. Your job is to somehow take the topic or the idea in the topic and the main ideas from each of the 3 supporting sentences and combine them in some way to create a focused thesis statement. So our example here, our topic says, you have won the lottery and can choose to travel anywhere in the world. Write about one place you would like to visit and explain why you'd like to travel there. Here's our supporting ideas. I would love to travel to France because I love French food. Paris is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and I would like to see it. And I would like to practice my French and become more fluent. So we need to take the main idea from the topic and the main idea from each of these 3 supports and create a topic sentence, or I'm sorry, a thesis statement. And here's how it would look. If I won the lottery and could travel anywhere in the world, I would travel to France because I love French food, I want to see Paris, and I would like to become more fluent in French. So we didn't take all of it and try to create this monstrously long sentence that would probably end up being grammatically incorrect in some way. We simply took the main ideas from each one. Okay? You're going to do the same thing in both examples here. So for number one, your topic is education is important to have. Your supports are, it could enable one to get a better paying job, it makes a person a more interesting individual, and it makes a person a more informed citizen. So you're going to create a thesis statement by taking the topic and the main ideas of these three supports. And you should do it in a way that resembles what we did up here in the example. You are not adding any new ideas. You're not making this different in any way. You are simply taking what is provided here for you and figuring out how to take the topic and the main ideas of those supports to create a focused thesis statement. Number two, same idea. Bowling is a sport for everyone. It is not limited to any age group. It can be played anytime. It does not require any expensive equipment. Your job is to take the topic and the main ideas of these three supports and create one single solid thesis statement. Remember, a thesis statement is just one sentence. Make sure that it is only one sentence, and make sure that you do not accidentally have any run-on sentences or comma splices. Okay? All right. Part 3 is about introductory paragraphs. This is especially where you will need to refer back to the lesson in week 7 on writing introductions, because these questions come specifically from that handout and the PowerPoint in that lesson. So question 1 says, what are the 3 things an introductory paragraph should accomplish? What are the 3 things an introductory paragraph is supposed to do? Type your answers in the spaces below, A, B, and C. Number 2, in the spaces provided below, list 3 types of introductory attention-grabbing techniques discussed in the introductory paragraphs lesson. So part of that lesson gives you some options for how to grab your reader's attention at the beginning of your introductory paragraph. There are numerous techniques you can use. I'm asking you to choose 3 and list them here. Question 3, where does the thesis statement typically appear in the introductory paragraph? Underline your answer, or you can highlight it, mark it in some way. Does the thesis statement typically appear as the beginning or first sentence of your introductory paragraph? Does it typically appear in the middle of your introductory paragraph? Or does it typically appear at the end or as the last sentence of your introductory paragraph? Do not confuse thesis statements and topic sentences. Topic sentences are for your body paragraphs, your standalone paragraph. We are talking about an introductory paragraph of an essay and the thesis statement. Where does the thesis statement typically appear? Okay. All right. So that's it for the assignment. It's really not that difficult of an assignment if you have gone through the lessons. So make sure you've done that. If you do have any questions or run into any problems with it, please let me know. Otherwise, just do your best. You'll get feedback on it, and you'll get to find out what you did well on and what you might have missed the mark on, and maybe what you need to review a little further. But otherwise, just do your best, and it's due Sunday by 11:59.